public hearing. The public hearing is on solar energy systems. By the planning board, it's tidying up the system as people come to this area for solars. It's some rules and regulations, some stuff on erosion and stuff like that. So if anybody would like to speak on that, you're welcome. The floor is open for that now. A motion open for public hearing.
I'll make a motion.
Second.
Okay, at this time, the public hearing will be closed.
Motion to close.
We have a motion to close.
Make a motion. Second.
Motion's closed. All in favor of closing?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay. The clerk, please take a roll call.
Councilwoman Skowski. Here. Councilwoman Dyson. Here. Supervisor Schmitter.
Here.
Councilman Seneca.
Here.
And Councilman Villar.
Here.
Please stand for the pledge of allegiance and a moment of silence. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Please have a seat. Okay, our first petitioner tonight will be Charlie Capolino. Evening, Charlie.
Hello, everybody. Can you hear me okay?
Okay, yes. Keep it pretty close to you.
For the town board, I'm here. I'm Charlie Capolino. I've been a resident of Seneca Falls for 45 years, hard to believe. I'm here to speak to for the Comprehensive Plan Implementation Committee. For the town board, I did send you an email over the weekend, and hope you had a chance to look at that. I do have some copies of the attachment to that email in case you didn't get them in your packet. You got them all?
They should all have
Yeah,
it.
it's in there. Thank you.
Yeah.
So the comprehensive plan was approved last year, and a committee was put together to basically focus on implementation of that plan. And myself, Frank Posey, Judy Wenzel, and Christine Van Duzen, along with Lisa Fitzgerald, are basically working on trying to understand what was in the plan and how we can implement it. So this is a copy of the plan for anybody that hasn't seen it. It's on the town website, and it's very detailed, and had a lot of effort went into it by a lot of people over the last couple of years. So it's got several different priority areas that focus on housing, economic development, tourism, and such. So the implementation committee, our charge is to oversee the implementation of the plan, look at the strategies outlined within it, ensure the actions are prioritized, and recommend resources for the completion of the plan, and provide quarterly updates to the town. So that was part of the plan that was issued, that there would be an implementation committee that was recommended by the consultants that helped us develop that plan a year ago. So progress to date, we kicked off in September of 2024, and we met with Matt Horn of MRB to learn about what other communities have done implementation and how that worked for them. We met with a nearby town manager who did an implementation as well to learn from them. We've met with numerous organizations throughout the town, Parks and Rec we met with the county planning and community development part of the county government that deals with housing. We met with the Chamber of Commerce, the Visitor Center, Seneca Falls Development Corp to try and understand what was already in process and what the status was. And we'll engage more organizations over the next several months in this coming year. We assessed the entire action plan, which is in the comprehensive plan. There's over 100 actions listed in here of things that are recommended as part of that plan, and try to identify the single owner for each of those actions. So we do who basically to contact and who is responsible for trying to move those actions forward. That took quite a while, but it was worth doing. We learned a lot about the plan and then who was involved. We've held 2 meetings to date. One involved all the local community leaders that are involved in grant writing, and that was actually quite insightful in understanding who's writing grants, how effective they are, connecting them, frankly, to understand what other things are happening and learning how that grant writing could basically help support the implementation of the plan. Let's see, a housing committee was launched to look at housing in the town, and that's been connecting with the county as well. And a fiscal responsibility committee was launched to understand the town's fiscal future with and without landfill revenue. So I know could be a controversial one. That one's just getting underway, and we'll have more to come on that. So we also realized that there's a lot of good things already happening in the town, and one of the opportunities is to communicate that more. So we've spent a little bit of time talking to Seneca Falls Development Corp about what they do, and they're actually just releasing, I can't hand this out because I don't think it's finalized yet, but they're doing a newsletter. It's going to be a monthly newsletter that talks about events. And that'll be an effort to help provide better communication. And we've also had some discussion as a committee about having maybe an annual town hall meeting, maybe at the rec center with tables, for example, where the community come in and understand what's happening in various organizations, not only inside the town government, but inside the community as well, and maybe even recruit volunteers to assist with some of the things that need to be done in the community. So what are the next steps for the implementation committee? We have to still go through a prioritization process and identify near-term priorities. We got a pretty good idea of what those are, but we still need to finalize that. We're going to continue to update and further engage the town board as needed. In the plan is a recommendation of quarterly meetings, so we plan on doing this kind of a basically update once a quarter, and we're going to rotate the opportunities so the rest of the committee can have a chance to engage with the board as well. We're going to finalize that communication strategy that I just mentioned and potentially provide input to the town's 2026 budget process to help implement the comprehensive plan that was developed. So we appreciate the board's support and welcome any feedback that the board would like to provide, whether that's tonight or after the meeting. And we meet on a regular basis, the group of us right here in the town. We've been meeting every couple of weeks, 2 to 3 weeks. I forgot to mention there is one more member of our committee, Lisa Fitzgerald. She was not able to attend tonight, but would love to be here, but she had another engagement. So, and if anybody has any interest in supporting this effort, joining any of the committees that I've described, please reach out to myself or any of the other members of our committee, and we can help you out in terms of understanding what's going on. So that's all I have to say. Thank you.
Thank you, Charlie. You're doing some good work, that committee, and they're really moving along, so it's great to see. Thank you, all of you that volunteer and work in it. I appreciate it very much. Okay, next for petitioner, I have Diana Smith and Adrian Emo.
Supervisor and board members, thank you for letting us speak tonight. Just a quick note, I really want to applaud the town and Charlie and your committee. Seeing the public engagement that's being fostered is fantastic, especially the citizen-led effort to implement, which I think the town embracing is just a fantastic opportunity for everyone, especially for the town board to get that kind of feedback, so that's great. We're here tonight to talk a little bit about convention days. I think as I look around this room, I see a lot of folks here who are old enough, like I am, to remember what convention days used to be like when we were young. It was a great community-wide event and a real celebratory event. And there is a group of us that are working hard to try and bring that back and revive that. Just a few weeks ago, we got together, we presented to the LPC board kind of a vision of what convention days could be with just a little bit of support, a little bit of effort. It would be a boost to the local economy. It would support downtown businesses because it would bring tourism, and it literally would support our local economy. And I think more importantly, it would be a focal point for community support. We can get excited about our history, excited about really what the character of the community is all about. And as we described our vision to the LDC board, and again, largely based on what we remembered, convention days, how it used to be, an educational event, speakers, activists there, but also a celebration with music and good food and just community spirit. And we were really encouraged by the level of excitement that we received in response to that discussion. So we pulled together a pretty good-sized committee of volunteers to help build this vision. The organization that Adrienne and I both belong to, WIL, which is Women's Institute for Leadership and Learning, folks from the National Park, people who work on Canal Fest, Step Forward, Lake to Lake Women, another local organization, and we're working in collaboration with the Historical Society and with the National Women's Hall of Fame, and as I mentioned, the National Park, and several community volunteers. So already it's grown in terms of a great effort. WIL's been doing programming related to Convention Day since 2008 and has been the sponsor of Seneca Falls Dialogues for all of these years. And of course, you all know the National Park has been a huge driver of Convention Days for years now. And the local Convention Days, Inc., which is also a committee that's been working in Convention Days. So we're all banding together. We really would like to encourage everyone here tonight to perhaps step forward, help us by joining the committee. We're looking for volunteers for Convention Days weekend. We're looking for sponsors. We're also looking for vendors. I'm going to let Adrienne tell you a little bit about what's in store and what our vision is and what we're working on. But most of all, I'd like to ask everyone to participate in the week.
So the other Convention Days Committee, Inc. will have the Community Service Award on Friday evening. On Saturday, we'll begin with our usual procession from the Stanton home. I wish everyone would process with us. And we'll walk the walk of Elizabeth Cady Stanton to the Women's Rights Park, where there will be many activities, many living history folks there, speakers, etc. And we will be positioned right near them, near Skate Street. We intend to have a lot of speakers and music. We are going to have a market which will encompass all of Fall Street. And I just love to see all white tents on both sides of Fall Street. So we're trying to encourage many vendors to come here. We're going to have food trucks, and we're still working out who our speakers are going to be and who our musicians will be. But as you know, Becky Bly is working on that and always gives us a really good show. So then we're going to end on Sunday with a brunch with a keynoter speech at the Gould Hotel. But one thing that's most important to us, all of us, is that we are a sister city to Tenafly. And some of you may know that there is a busload or two of women coming from Tenafly for Convention Days. They'll all be staying at the Gould Hotel or at the Hampton Inn, and they will be participating in everything that we do, as well as with Supervisor Schmitter at 4 o'clock on Saturday afternoon. There will be a special presentation where he will probably present keys to the town to the mayor, perhaps of Tenafly. We invite you all to come. I want to stress to you that when Seneca Falls went to Tenafly, they put on a big show. There were a lot of people. We'd like to do the same when they come to see us and show our enthusiasm for our own community and for our Convention Days and our history.
So I just want to close with making Convention Days a town-wide celebratory event. It supports the objectives that were identified in our comprehensive plan. So it's a great, this is a great follow-up to Charlie's presentation. We really want to build on the branding of Seneca Falls as the historic center of women's rights and human rights and civic activism, right? That the entire character of the community is based on. So help us show the world we're unlike any other community.
One of the programs that we were producing the last 2 years has been very successful, and we're doing this year, and it's exploded. It's Girl Scout tours. We have many girls coming from the western side of New York. We have many coming from as far as Utica here, and they're going to do a tour of our historical locations, and we'll have a tour guide go with them. And they have a passport This is the passport created by Diana, and so there are stamps. When they go to these locations, they'll get a stamp. But I only have so many tonight, I'm so sorry, they just got printed again, and I have to pick them up. But I'd like you to see them, so when the Girl Scouts get this, and they go from location to location, and get their stamp, when they end, they will receive a fun patch. They get badges or patches, and we're going to provide a fun patch. So we're really trying to incorporate many groups, and the Girl Scouts being one of the best, because you know what? They're gonna stand on our shoulders, they're gonna be the future of us, so, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Diane. Next up, I have Jake Edlin.
He wasn't able to make it today. I'm prepared to do a presentation to the board, if that's all right.
Okay.
I think everybody has the paperwork in their packets. It was emailed. You got yours? Okay. This one. You actually there for your big Caitlin's conference over there. I didn't plan on speaking tonight. Jake, our representative from Axon, another individual was supposed to be here from Boston and Texas, but we're unable to make it. The presentation from Axon, I was approached a few months back. Axon is offering 5 leadership pricing. For everybody that doesn't know, Axon is our body cameras, our tasers, our in-car cameras. They are now offering virtual reality training. AI capabilities, which the DA's here, he sat through a presentation as well. Report writing, which is called Draft 1. Body cameras now will translate in 50 different languages in real time. So as we're speaking to somebody with a different language, it will translate to us. As we speak, it will translate back to them. So we were approached for the body cameras and everything else that goes with it for a 10-year package. The 10-year package, it sounds like a big price tag of $995,000. It's spread out over the 10-year contract to $99,000 a year. This includes body cameras for all the officers. Every 2.5 years, body cameras are updated. Tasers for all the officers, they're updated every 5 years. All software comes with it is updated as it comes in. Doesn't matter if it's 6 years down the road, we still get the same update as anybody else. It's got the Axon interview room system. Again, 10-year contract, which sets our interview rooms up to record and translate the statements that are being taken. So the investigators will be able to go back to their office, paperwork will be translated instead of having to type everything.
Chief, I just have one question about the tasers. Are those going to be, I know that we had I think of one case in particular where the taser was ineffective due to the prong itself. What level?
These would be the new tasers. This would be the Taser 10s,
Okay.
which are actually considered a firearm in New York State right now. They have 10 cartridges in them that will fire one at a time.
But they'll penetrate.
They'll penetrate fluffy jackets,
Okay.
clothing.
Because I know in this particular circumstance, it did not affect this individual, and hence a serious assault took place.
That's the Taser 7s that we have right now, the
Okay.
newest ones out of the
Thank
Taser
you.
10, which we've already signed that contract, but that contract, if the town decided to look at something like this, that contract would, they would wipe that one out and consider that into this package as well. So, I know we've sent several emails out, so I don't know if anybody's got any questions about everything.
What will it save roughly annually when we take into consideration your budget, et cetera?
If we were to go with this package, my budget as it sits right now would have to go up about $63,000 to cover this a year versus what we pay right now for Axon. Over the 10-year contract, they're predicting to be just over $400,000 savings if we were to sign on as leader pricing right now. The future is AI. It's coming. What it does is that the officer goes to a complaint. The camera's only accepting what we're talking about, and then it writes their report for them based off of that. So the officers won't be back here for hours at a time typing up paperwork anymore. It
How
would
many
automatically
agencies were
translate.
approached?
What's that?
How many agencies were approached?
5. We would be the third one in New York State if we signed down with this. Right now, Cuba Heights has it, which is down in Tompkins County, and YPD, which is downstate.
How long have they been utilizing this?
They've only been on it for about 6 months right now. And I don't know if you talked to Tompkins County at all, or had a chance to.
I have not.
So, but I know John's research is on his side because we were approached. This is something I was approached on, that's why I'm bringing it to you. I didn't go out searching for this, it just happened to be, I was in the right place, right time, and it was brought up to me and asked if it could be brought to the town board, so I did.
District Attorney Manager, is my understanding you're in support of this?
Yeah, I am. I did sit in on the presentation that Chief Snyder's talking about. Had some question of my own. The thing that really appeals to me is the transcribe. Because right now, as the chief said, anytime they're encountering a non-English speaking person, that can be very difficult to communicate just in real time with that person, and then later on to actually be able to memorialize what's being said. So the fact that this technology not only does that translation and can do it real time, it can do it later on. You can plug in a piece of video of someone, say, speaking Spanish, and it will not only do that translation, but it will create a transcript of it that we can then use for court or any other type of presentation that as well. So that's what really sold me on it, as well as the documentation that the company has talked about, how it supports the officers in report writing.
Can you
Is there
foresee?
judicial notice on this?
I'm sorry?
Has there been judicial notice on this?
As far as the technology, the AI technology, it's brand new in New York State. As the chief said, there's only been a couple of other agencies that are currently using it. However, there's a lot of technology out there that has been recognized as far as doing transcripts, and it would have to be independently certified. And after we go through that process a couple of times, it's going to become a standard sort of thing. I don't see it really being a problem. I have a gentleman that I spoke with recently that talked about the cost of like doing a 1-hour video of that type of thing with a non-English speaking person, and that can be up to $5,000 an hour to just do a translation and a transcript. And this technology allows that to be, it's in the package already, so it's not going to be an extra cost, and it can be done in, I think he said, a minute per hour. Whereas me sending it out or the chief sending it out to some agency, it could take weeks and thousands of dollars.
So like I said, it's body cameras, every 2.5 years updated. With the body camera package, you're gonna get the live GPS tracking, two-way radio communication, live stream video feeds, setback delay, and training on board. So with this package also, with the supervisors in the office, you can actually sign into the body camera while the officer's actually out on the scene. If we've got some special detail going on, where we've got a command post set up, we'd be able to live stream our body cameras right back to the command post with that. Update every 2.5 years, like I said, which is huge, because now it's only every 5 years it's updated. Taser 10s, which is the newest one they have out, that includes all the cartridges for training for the lifetime of the contract as well. So right now, about every other year, I've spent about $1,800 to buy cartridges just to train on. If we fire this in the line of duty now, they replace it in the line of duty underneath this contract as well. So that training, that will obviously save money down the road as well. Interview room system, the one we have now, is quite old, probably pushing 12 years now. It's in there making noise right now, but we limp it by. That's included in this as well, where they come in and set up 2 iPads and 4 cameras, 2 in each interview room, and be able to record and translate from there as well. Virtual reality training, which is for tasers and firearms now. That's, again, every 2.5 years, that's upgraded in this contract. AI power tool with a draft 1. The average that we came up with was 30 minutes per report per per day, that's an average. Some might take 5, and the rest might take an hour and a half now to do paperwork.
Can you anticipate any unfunded mandates coming down the pipe within the next couple of years, 5 years, we'll say, in which we would have to independently purchase any or upgrade any of these systems?
I would think after talking to Axon that within the next 10 years, this AI is going to be, it's going to be there. We're going to end up getting this down the road anyways. I think every agency is going to end up having this. Along with the body cameras too, we get real-time policy, so all our policies can be loaded to the body cam. So if the officer's out on a call, he's got a question of how we should treat that complaint or that call or that incident, he'd be able to bring his policies up right there in real time to be able to pinpoint what he needs to take care of. So again, this was brought to me. I wanted to bring it to the board. I think it's a great opportunity. I know the price tag seems a lot, but over a 10-year period, we'll be saving hundreds of thousands of dollars if we decide to look at this.
Statistically speaking, how often is your department coming into contact with those that are not English speakers?
It's more and more every day. I couldn't put a number on and say 1 a day or 2 a day, but we just had 2 of them today actually that we had mixed to go talk. So.
And you have one, so you have an officer.
We have 2 that are Spanish speaking. If they're on, like when we had the top shooting, we had to call in our Spanish speakers, but they're not certified as well, so they were there to help. But
And I would assume that would make a difference within the court system.
As far as yes, so if, such as a translator at the grand jury or in court, they're gonna have to be certified to the state 7th judicial. This, as the chief said, was more to just facilitate conversation, because we had quite a few people that day that were not English speakers. So, yeah, I think I see this as a big plus. But again, that's from my presentation of it. And I think just the translate and the transcribe thing alone is
Going back to
huge.
the independent certification, did they project how long it would take before they would be certified?
no, we'd have to send them. Is there
There-
a process back for John for certification?
Just like every
Yeah.
other
Right.
Yeah.
interpreter, there's a process with the judicial system to get certified in order to do transcripts in the first place. So I imagine it would be something similar to that, and it's gonna be a time thing. As with all new technology, the more you see it, the more it works. So, and basically, it gets challenged in court, and then somebody needs to go to court to, Axon would have to go present, their technology and explain why it should be trusted, and by then, every day, there's a track record being made, every day. So, when will that happen? You can't really put a pinpoint on that, but it will come. It will.
Yeah,
And every new technology has the same hurdles.
It goes to what Supervisor Schmidt was saying about would it be challenged in court. Of course, it's going to be challenged in court, but there are processes for that. There's evidentiary hearings to show that it's foundationally sound. But frankly, a lot of this technology is nothing new. I mean, you can speak into your smartphone now and have it translate into another language for you. It's the same idea. It's just happening in real time through the Axon, and then later through the program that's back at the station in order to create the transcript. So it's really nothing new. I don't see this as being too much of a hurdle. Like Mr. Morales said, it will be challenged. We will have to support it in the court that it is valid technology, but I don't see that being an issue.
Okay, thank you.
As it sits right now, I sat down with Cheryl, did the figures. If we were to sign on right now, my budget would still be under from this year by 0.03. So not much, but even add this, I'd still be under budget without anything else coming up for next year. So, just keep in mind, I don't know when you want to discuss it or what you want to do. This offer only stands until the end of June. If we don't do anything by the end of June, it's done. So, what's that? Do you have a question? No. So,
Thanks, Tim.
all right, thanks.
Okay, we have no more petitioners. Would anybody like to speak as privilege of the floor? Yes, state your name, please.
Good evening. I'm Kay Ireland, sexton of the cemeteries. I want to talk about the bridge. The bridge in Restdale Cemetery is in horrible shape. It needs to come down. I had Clark Rigging from Syracuse come yesterday. They looked at it. And there's no room for their equipment to get in there to take it down. They would have to bring in a crane, and there just is not room. So while we were talking, he said to me, "Have you looked at Sessler?" And I said, "Not really." Well, I did. And they came and looked at it. They are willing to take it down, no cost to us. They're gonna come in, take it down, take it away, and it will be done. If we were to pay for it, it would be $1,000 to $2,000. They have manpower available this week. The guys aren't busy. They said they would just have them come and get it done this week. But I need approval of the board to take it down. It's falling apart. Some of the pillars coming down were all rusted at the bottom. And when they looked at both Clark and Sessler looked at it, they said this thing is ready to fall in. Well, no one should be down in there, but we can't keep them out, so we need to take it down.
And they would haul out the bridge when it gets taken down, right?
Pardon?
They would haul out the material.
Oh, yes, they're gonna take the whole thing. Yep, they'll take it down and they'll cut it up and they'll take it away. I'm sorry?
I said that's probably why they're doing it, for the money for the materials, so they'll pay for the cost.
And we talked about that a little bit, and I said, "You're not charging us anything to take it down. You take it out of there, and it's up to them." And does the board approve of that or not?
That bridge is terrible.
Did they send you an email or anything to say this is what they would do?
No, but I can have them do that. We talked on the phone today.
Okay.
Right. And I know that with Clark Rigging, when they said that they would take away, the metal, he said there wouldn't be that much because it's so rusted and there's so much of it that's gone. I mean, just go down to the cemetery and walk down the main road and take a look in the right side. It needs to come down. It needs to be taken care of. I asked Mike Carson to bring me proof of insurance tomorrow before they start.
I'm not real concerned with Sessler's insurance coverage. I'm more concerned with the town getting into a situation where we just have, you're in the middle. If they're making a proposal to the town, it would be nice to have a proposal to accept and act on. So if this is something that the board is interested in doing, it does seem like it could be very beneficial to the town if the board members are familiar with the situation and think it needs immediate attention. You're not spending any money, so to speak. You have potential for some materials, but you also have convenience that is a cost of anything you want to do. So you got to weigh it out. If the board thinks that this is something that you want to do, you could go ahead and accept this proposal as it's being presented. And subject to, if you want to put any conditions on it as far as reviewing insurance coverage, things like that, you can do that. But again, I don't know if this is something the board's in favor or not.
All right, so can I have a motion to have the bridge taken down by Sessler?
Do we need anything in writing? Like,
Well, we don't have anything in writing. What you'd be doing is, your resolution would be allowing the are they a corporation? Sessler Corporation to have access to the cemetery, allow them to take down the bridge and remove it.
I mean, worst case scenario, you'd have, they make the steel. Worst case scenario, we can haul the steel out. And then once it's on the ground.
Well, they're gonna take it out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, same worst case scenario.
Yeah. So, if, again, if this is something the board's in favor, we can put something together to take action on.
So I got a motion by Jackson, do I have a second?
Second.
No,
Any more
it's
discussion?
terrible. It's
Actually,
terrible.
I went and looked at it, it's definitely gotta come down, but if we can do this, I'm okay with doing it,
Yeah,
I just wanna make sure
especially
we're doing
if it's
stuff properly, so we don't get jammed up down there.
If
So
you-
all in favor of,
I just asked that we get the proposal from Sessler in writing that,
can you have that email to my office
Yes,
tomorrow?
yes,
And then
I will.
And is this Mike Karsten that you're dealing with?
Yes,
Okay,
and Jeff,
okay.
that's what.
I will send you a copy of it.
Just send it to me, I'll get it to the
So
board.
how do you want it, what would you like it to read like?
The board is considering it right now, and I think ultimately we're gonna be in touch with, probably Mr. Karstens and other representatives of Sessler to formalize this, between the town and them.
All right, so if they write a letter tomorrow morning or tonight when I call, and they can email it to your email, is that doable? Is that all we need?
We gotta vote yet, we haven't
Oh, I'm
voted.
sorry, I
Okay,
interrupted
so
you.
all in favor of letting Sessler do it, if they give us a proposal that it doesn't cost nothing, and they're gonna remove it and clean it up, all in favor? Anybody opposed? No, so carried, 5-0. Yes, please have them send me an email today or tomorrow. I'll get that, if we have any questions, I'll ask Pat, I'll send one to Melissa and we'll have them do it.
You want it to read that they're taking it down, they're taking it away, no cost to us. Is that it?
Removal and cleanup.
Pardon?
Removal and cleanup.
Yes.
Yes.